Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So during the next quarter of this year, which is going to be April, May, and June, I'm going to be utilizing the 12-week year strategy. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically a book created by these two guys. I think it's like Brian P. Moran and then Michael Lennington. They created this book describing how you changing the mindset of goal setting, annual goal setting. So they say that you can, instead of goal setting for the entire year, you're goal setting in 4 quarters for the entire year. So quarter 1 would be January, February, March. Quarter 2, which is what we're on right now, is going to be April, May, and June. Quarter 3 is going to be July, August, September. And then the last quarter is the last 4 months of the year, which is September, October, November. October, November, December. So you break up your years into 4 quarters, so that way you're not, because having an annual goal, it's really broad and anything can happen, and it could kind of throw you off track when it comes to goal setting. So they say to break it up into 4s, because in 3 months it's very predictable what can happen and what your obstacles and challenges can be, rather than an entire year. So they say do more in 12 weeks than you can in 12 months. So that is what I'm going to be utilizing in order to accomplish my goals. I used to plan for the entire year, and it's very true. I would get very lost throughout the year of what I was aiming for, what I was striving for, because it felt too broad, it felt too long. For the past few years, I've always planned for the entire year, and I would get very extremely lost in the rumble of things. Things would come up, I would just lose track. I wouldn't feel motivated by, like, let's say June and April. So I decided this year that I'm going to be breaking up my years into quarters. So the first quarter, I really had struggled trying to, I had a lot of struggle trying to organize my goal setting, and I felt overwhelmed because in my last video I talked about how I was struggling with trying to make my planners aesthetically pleasing rather than creating a simple action and taking action and doing the thing rather than just worrying about how my plan looks like. So this quarter I am streamlining my planning by making it extremely simple for myself. Right before this video, I took about 20 minutes to really plan out my 12 weeks, which I'll be showing you in a little bit. I took the time to plan out my 12 weeks, and so now I have a clear vision. I feel so much more better. I don't feel overwhelmed. I don't feel like I'm stressed out of, is this plan actually going to help me? I would get very lost in translation. I would get very lost in my own plan because I was putting too much into it, and it wasn't clear, and it was just all over the place. And again, I was just stressed out of how aesthetically pleasing it would be. And so instead of using like Notion or my daily planner, I decided to grab a journal and use that as my 12-week planner, where I'm dumping all of my ideas, all of my self-reflections, all of my check-ins into this planner, into this journal. So this is the journal that I got it from Target. You could use any journal. You can use a 50-cent composition book. I say this all the time. You can use a 50-cent composition book from Target, from Walmart, it doesn't matter. But I found this one because I thought it was really pretty. So I have my pen attached to it already, and I have this, and I don't know why I don't take it off, but I don't know, I just think it's pretty. So I added a little sticky note. I feel like it's too bright. A little sticky note that says quarter 2, April to June, so that whenever I am working in my journal, I could just open up the page and then I will find my 12-week action plan. So I will be showing you my 12-week action plan separately. I'll probably do like an overlay, a b-roll on this video so that you can see. The 12-week year also talks about using the SMART method, the SMART goal method, which I love so much because again, it gets very specific. It gets very in it when it comes to being measurable, having a deadline. So they talk about using the SMART goal, and if you guys don't know what the SMART goal method is: specific, measurable, attainable or achievable, relevant, and time bound. So that's, and SMART is an acronym for those things. And when I was writing my goals for these next 3 months, I used the SMART goal method. So I got specific on my vision and what it is, the life that I want to create, what is my goal for the next 3 months. I got very clear on that. I measured it by giving myself a way to track my progress, which I will show you guys in a minute. Attainable: am I able to attain this? You can't make your goal too big, because if you make it too big, then you will feel like you will kind of get in your head and think, I won't be able to reach this, or there's no point of me trying to take action. You have to make a goal that's reachable but yet still challenging. So it's kind of this Goldilocks principle, where it can't be too cold, it can't be too hot, it's got to be just right. Your goals can't be too easy, it can't be too hard, it's got to be just right in the middle. So that's what I did for myself, and I won't get into it on how I made it just right and the tips on how to make your goals just right for you. Let's get into the structure and routines of my 12-week plan. So they have the golden rule of 3 goals for the 3 months that you'll be doing it, because if you have way too many goals, you're going to be working on too many things and you won't be able to track your progress. Not only that, but you'll also burn yourself out. So it's better to just keep a small amount of goals and just work on that and craft your work to perfection, so that you can truly see the progress in it and you won't feel overwhelmed by the many goals that you're having to accomplish by the end of these 3 months. However, for me, I have a lot of goals. I only had 2 goals. So my first goal was to, I wrote by June have 500 subscribers and 1,000 watch hours. My second goal was by June lose 20 pounds. So I think that's very attainable. I didn't put my reach up to, let's say by June I want to have 10,000 subscribers and 5,000 watch hours. That's way too high for me, and so I knew I wouldn't be able to make that, but I made it challenging enough where I know that I could possibly reach this if I put in the work to do it. And so that's what I did. That's why I put 500 subscribers and 1,000 watch hours. If I get more than that, great. If not, that is my goal for these next 3 months. And then losing 20 pounds. So I thought about this and I thought, okay, I don't want to burn myself out by trying to lose 40 pounds in 3 months, which is not healthy, for one. Number 2, I still have 2 more quarters in order to reach to my weight loss goal. So I thought, okay, what's something attainable that I can really try to lose during these 3 months? And I thought 20 pounds, which is about what's 20 divided by 3? I'm so sorry, I cannot for the life of me do math. So 20 divided by 3, that's about 6 pounds. That's about 6 pounds per month, which is super attainable. I'm not reaching it to 10. I'm not overreaching where I'm possibly putting myself in an unhealthy situation, and it's healthy enough for me to be able to go to the gym, watch the progress, and lose those 6 pounds. So I think 6 pounds a month is right at the money. I think it's perfect amount of weight that I can lose. And so I only chose 2 to focus on because those are the 2 top goals that I have that I truly really want to accomplish this year. I didn't put anything else. I have more on my vision board, but I really wanted to focus on these 2 because these 2 goals are really important for me. So now, the structure of how to obtain it, the structure of how to create an action plan. So they call the daily tasks a tactic. So what is the tactic you're going to use to accomplish that goal? What is the action for that plan? So if the goal for me is to have 500 subscribers, how am I going to do that? What are the steps I'm going to take in order to accomplish that? What are my tactics in order to get that? So I wrote about 4 different things in my tactics that I will be doing. These are going to be my routines, my structure on how I'm going to accomplish this. And then I took reference to their resource, the free resource that they have online. I was going to print it out, but I thought, where am I going to put this printout? I might lose it. It's better just to have it in my journal. So I decided to write it down. You can always go ahead and print it out if you choose to. I'll link it in the description below if you want to, but I chose to write everything out just so I could have it somewhere in my journal and not just lose the paper somewhere else. So in their free resource, they have the tactics, when it's due, when are you going to begin this tactic, when is it going to end, and if you completed it by the end of the 12 months. So for my first one is to upload 2 times a week. This is going to begin on the 1st of April, and then it's going to end at week 12. So this is going to be a continuous tactic throughout the entire month. So you can start different tactics at different times of the month. It doesn't all have to start on week 1. You can decide on different ones, which I have different tactics that are going to start at different times of the month. So this really helps me have a clear vision of, okay, when this time comes up, this is the challenge, this is what I'm going to be doing during that time. So I find this very clear and a great strategy for me to accomplish my goal. So number 2 is to upload 30-minute videos, which I am doing at the moment, and I'm going to be doing this each week. So every single week I'll be uploading 2 videos. This is beginning the week 1 and ending at week 12. So again, I'm going to continue this throughout the entire year, but I'm only looking at intervals of 3 months. So for the 3 months, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be continuously uploading 2 times a week, and then uploading 30-minute videos 2 times a week. So the next one is start going live after 10 video uploads. So after I create 10 videos, which is the first month of April, I'm going to be uploading 2 times a week, and the first week of May. Once I complete 10 videos, I want to start going live and give myself a challenge to go live for the month of May. So it'll be 26 days. And so I wrote, this is going to be due week 6, and it's going to begin on week 6, and it's going to end on week 9. So by the end of week 9, that is when that tactic ends, and it's going to be completed. And then uploading 2 times a week and uploading 30-minute videos are going to continuously happen after all of that. So that is the action I'm going to be taking to complete my first goal. Now for my second goal, which is losing 20 pounds, my first tactic is to take lunch to work, and so that is going to be a continuous goal for the entire 3 months. Another one is eliminating eating out to only 4 times a week, which is only once a month. Not once a month, once a week. And again, that's going to be a continuous goal for the entire 3 months. So these next goals are going to be continuous goals for the rest of the month. So it's going to the gym 4 times a week, tracking my calories every day, and tracking my weight loss. So all of those are going to be continuous goals and tactics. They're not gonna change at all. It's not gonna move from there. So that is my action plan. So this makes it very clear, very straightforward, very streamlined, and there's no fluff to it. There's nothing that is going to be confusing, because I know what steps I have to take. So they say that weeks turn into days. A year turns into a week turns into a day, and a day turns into an action, turns into a daily action. So how are we going to be keeping track, keeping a scoreboard, and how are we going to make sure that we're on track to completing that goal? So they talk about keeping track and having a scoreboard and having weekly reviews with yourself, and also checking in with your action plan, with your vision board every single day, so you know and you keep it in mind what you're working towards. So I created so for me, my weekly review for myself will be when I'm journaling at the end of the week, which I start my weeks on Mondays and I end my weeks on Sundays. You may be the type of person who likes to start their weeks on Sundays and end it on Saturday. I like Monday through Sunday. It just makes it so much more clear for me. So how I'm going to be keeping track is I will be making a little scoreboard for myself. I haven't created it just yet. I was going to create it after this video, but I was going to create myself a little scoreboard where I can keep it in my planner, and for every week at the end of the month I just check it off and to see if I completed the goals, if I completed my tactics for that specific goal every single week. And also a weekly review. So I created my weekly overview for this week, for this upcoming week. So I have a plan for the week and what so that it gives me an idea of what I have to do throughout the week, and what actions I have to take, and what daily tasks that I have to do for that specific day. So again, it just gives me a huge overview of what my week is gonna look like and what my priorities are for this week. Once I go into my daily planner, I will time block, I will time manage out those specific tasks that my specific type priorities, and time block it in my planner, and so that when that day comes, I know what my plan is, and I can complete those tasks. So again, going back, so keeping track, I will be doing a weekly review for myself, just creating a little scoreboard, checking it off, making sure that I'm completing my daily tactics and my daily tasks, and checking in with myself and reflecting, like, did this work? Do I need to change anything? Am I burning myself out? And just keeping yourself accountable too is very important, because when you're watching your progress, it just keeps you more motivated and it keeps you in the game, and there will be no confusions. You won't feel overwhelmed, you won't feel unmotivated, you won't want to stop, you want to keep going, because you're going to be seeing yourself get better and better every single day that you show up for yourself. And so I'm hoping by the end of the 3 months I'll see a complete transformation of myself, and hopefully you guys will see that as well, because I'll be documenting everything. So I'm really excited for this next 3 months, because I'm really changing up my strategy, and I'm really changing the way my mindset of how I'm going to accomplish this. And so the last thing, my weekly planning method and my daily planning method, they're going to go hand in hand. Again, my weekly plan is going to be just an overview of my priorities for the day, and making sure that I complete those priorities for that day. My daily planning, again, is going to be, my method of daily planning is going to be time blocking and only completing what I have for that specific time slot. So if you guys don't know what time blocking is, it's basically processing and organizing a task into a specific time frame. So let's say for me, going to the gym takes me about an hour. So I'm going to block out a time in my calendar. Let's say it's from 4 to 5. I'm going to block out that hour block to go to the gym, and I'm not going to do anything else other than that specific task and completing it. Once it's complete, then I move on to the next one. So that's what time blocking is. And having the discipline to follow your routine, follow your plan, because if you don't follow it and you kind of get lost in the translation, then everything kind of just goes out the window. But it's also understandable. Things happen, life happens, maybe something comes up and you would have to switch around your schedule so that you can fit that priority somewhere else. So it's being able to change and adapt to your surroundings, but also following the plan that you have and never stepping out of that plan. Basically how I am designing my life for the next 3 months. Again, I'll be documenting my progress and how I'm going to be accomplishing my goals, and hopefully seeing the transformation happen as it's happening, because this channel is completely new. So I hope you guys continue to stay on this journey with me and watch my progress, and I don't know, become motivated into trying to accomplish your own goals. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and please like this video so I know to make more videos about this. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.